right, good day, guys. And again, thank you so much for joining me. This is Sports Unscripted right here on my Color TV. And my name is Kaiser Ebuji, the man for all season. This is where we'll do the banter. This is where energies collide. This is where football fans appear to represent the badge in front of their jersey with all they have in them. This is a home ground for passion. This is where we'll do in-depth analysis, reviews, and previews of games happening around the world of football. And I have somebody with me to get me through this stage. When I come back, I'll let you guys in on who I have as a guest. This is the man for all seasons, Kaiser. I'll be right back. Welcome back, guys. Remember, this is still Sport Unscripted, and I have a very nice guest with me. This is a guy that has in-depth when it comes to the world of football. But one remarkable thing about this guy is his undying passion and his doggedness and his commitment towards a certain club in England. I'm talking about Manchester United. So I have a friend with me looking all nice with his hat. His name is Aiyk Marshall. Aiyk, what's up?
But I'm good. Thanks for having me here.
How's it going, man?
Well, going great. Even though we lost our match during the midweek, but all fair and square.
I wanted to ask you that.
Yeah, before you say so, let me lay my crown down first.
All right. Now, I think that's a very nice way of getting to people, knowing what they have in mind against you. That's a smart one. Okay, because I wanted to ask him though, but he got at me first, so I lost the energy and spark to get at. All right, before I let you guys in on our story this afternoon, I want to just run you guys through the matches we had played during the midweek in the Champions League and the Europa. Real Madrid lost for the second time this season against Shakhtar. That match ended 2-0, and their coach, Zinedine Zidane, is not really a happy man. Juventus won 3-0 against Dynamo Kiev. Barcelona won 3-0 against Ferencvaros. Okay. Dortmund drew against Lazio 1-1. Man United lost against PSG at home, Old Trafford, by 3-1, even though they deserved to win that game. Though Atletico Madrid drew against Bayern Munich 1-1. Porto drew 0-0 rather against Man City. And I think the highlight of the midweek was the match where Chelsea thrashed Sevilla by 4-0, and the man of that match was a man like no one saw. Like no one thought to actually have that title. Talking about Oliver Giroud, who scored 4 goals, and so far I think is the oldest man so far to score a hat-trick in the UEFA Champions League. So before we let you guys in on our topic, we just have a brief insight about the match between Chelsea and Sevilla. What's up?
Yeah, I wasn't too surprised.
Okay.
Watching Giroud do what he did. Giroud he's a great striker. He's not your everyday striker,
yes,
my opinion. He's not the kind of striker you put up there as a number 9 to make the run-ins, to keep those positionings. But his kind of goals are impossible goals that your common striker wouldn't score.
Would not score.
If you check out the goals he gave you, that 4-0 score there, the goals were amazing, like impossible angles. And that's Giroud for you. He knows how unusual goals. So he's that he's still much needed in Chelsea. They still need to keep him there, even come next season.
Yes.
His quality there is next to none.
There's been speculation that he wants to leave Chelsea this January, and Frank Lampard looks not to be talking much about that, because if you look at the Chelsea squad now, you have a lot of attacking options. So for Frank Lampard not to actually want to keep him, would you think it would be a loss if they lose Giroud during the January transfer window? Because if he ends now, he'll be gone more like a free transfer kind of player.
Yes, I think Chelsea will be wise to keep him. He has a quality that the strikers there don't have. Okay, Timo Werner, he's been used more on the left flank.
Okay.
Abraham, he's a good striker, but of course he's inexperienced.
Okay.
Giroud brings in that experience. When it comes to the headers, there are games where you need the headers. Giroud is your man. He's your man all day. He's way better than the likes of them, Abraham and the rest. So I think it's very, very important to keep. I think Lampard wants to keep him there.
Now, talking about keeping him, Chelsea have this policy of when a player gets to a certain age, you don't give him contract beyond a certain year. Now, what if Giroud wants to play maybe the Willian way? Because Willian leaving Chelsea was because he wanted to stay beyond 2 years. But Chelsea said they will only give him 2 years. So now, do you think Giroud might want to stay beyond maybe the contract? Because Chelsea looks not to be giving him a certain amount of time because of their policy in that club.
Yeah, you know, when you talk about the age issue, at the same time you look at the players you have on ground and the players which you desire. I think Chelsea and Lampard did that with William because they were going into getting the likes of Kai Havertz, this other Moroccan guy.
Hakim Ziyech.
Yeah, Ziyech. You know, although he was already there too. So you had that class of players, and William was, you know, disposable. But for Giroud, well, he's he's a different thing entirely because you already have Abraham there. Abraham, there's that inconsistency with Abraham. He's good, no doubt.
Okay.
But Giroud brings in that quality that only Giroud can bring into the team. But I think they want to keep it for one extra year. The same they will do with Silva, Thiago Silva. So I think it's a good thing.
Well, to Chelsea, I think it would be a very good thing keeping Giroud, because for Arsenal, losing Giroud to Chelsea, it wasn't something most of the fans wanted, but it happened. Now Chelsea is actually reaping the benefit of having someone as unique as Giroud in that team because of the quality and the uniqueness he brings to the attacking front. Okay, now let's dive fully into what we have for you guys this afternoon. We're talking about a renowned coach, a man who once dubbed himself the special one, a man who has 25 trophies to his profile name, a man who now said that, don't call me the special one no more, call me the experienced one. Now, something must have actually made Mourinho to actually change his name to this experienced one. And that is one of the bases why I have Aiyk here. Aiyk has like a very good, healthy knowledge of how Jose Mourinho works. And Mourinho, all throughout his coaching career, has always won a trophy in all of the clubs. And coming to Tottenham, he said that for all the clubs he's coached, there has never left each club without a trophy. So that means since he's coming to Tottenham, he's here to win trophies. He has won 2 Champions League to his name, 2 Europa to his name, and all this club he's coached, he's won all domestic titles with all of them. Now, in the year 2010, Mourinho was awarded the FIFA Best Coach of the Year because he won 3 titles with Inter Milan. He won the Coppa Italia, Italian Serie A, finally won the Champions League. That was when Mourinho, even before then, you know, he became popular with what he did with Porto in 2004. So Mourinho started, you know, getting into people's head as one of the best coaches. He now left Inter. He went to Chelsea. From Chelsea, he went to Real Madrid before he came to Man United. And I think he spent 2 stints at Chelsea before he now came to Man U. After having left Man U, he now came to Tottenham Hotspur. And one remarkable thing about Mourinho is he's a man that is pragmatic. He gets his emotion into his job. So most times that has been a blessing, and most times I think it's more of a curse. Now, one remarkable thing about Mourinho as well is the condition that he has been able to leave some of this club. Like he never left them the same way he came in because of his style. So sometimes if you don't really blend in with the Mourinho way, things get ugly. And today I have Aiyk here, like I said earlier, to give me a little insight about 1 or 2 question marks surrounding Jose Mourinho. Now, my first question for you, Aiyk, Mourinho said he's going to win a trophy in Tottenham Hotspur, and they signed him in November 20th, 2019. That was last year, and his contract with Tottenham will be spanning till June 2023. So I think it's a 4-year contract. He's just been there a year, and now Tottenham sits first in the Premier League table. Are you seeing the Mourinho effect happening with Tottenham this early?
Yes. Mourinho is an emotional person, very emotional. And like you mentioned earlier, it's been a blessing, and sometimes it tends to be a curse. Look at when Mourinho came into Tottenham, they were 14th on the table, and he took them to 6th. Okay, that was a statement first. Okay, and looking at Tottenham team now, you know, I marvel at what I see. Mourinho has turned these guys from playing like pretty girls into staunch men.
Of course.
You know, Tottenham were known to play beautiful football, you know, give the passes. You had the Eriksen then, had the Hurricanes and all. They did those stuffs. But Mourinho has brought in some kind of grit, you know. Doggedness, extreme hard work into the team. These players, they play not just for the team, but they play for Mourinho, and they play, like I was discussing with you earlier. In that team, they have just 9 players that have won the League Cup. Yes.
Yes.
in where they were before. Just 9 players. And the popular guys like the Hurricanes and none of them have. So I think it's him bringing that experience. He said he's the experienced one. Of course, in different sides. You look at it from the way he negotiates his contract, his own personal contract, and the way he brings in players. So he has brought in a crop of players that are winners. Joe Hart, I don't see Joe Hart being, doing something wonderful in that team, but the mentality he's bringing in. Joe Hart is a serial winner, or he was a serial winner with Man City. Yes. He won several league titles. So bringing in Joe Hart will have that effect. You have the likes of Doherty that won stuffs with Wolves, the League One and the Championship. That's the championship mentality, the mentality of a champion. They have 9 other players, Højbjerg and the rest. So his emotional side will work for him because he knows how. There's a documentary I watched one time where when he came into the team newly, he was talking with these guys. He had to let them know that you guys, you're good players, you play like a bunch of girls. Well, that's the truth.
The practical one. Mourinho's never one that minces words. Like, he tells you the way it is.
He tells you the way it is.
Okay.
You get, so he let them know. I don't, like the final they had against Liverpool. Trust me, it was Mourinho. Even if Liverpool were to win, they will get you through their teeth.
Of course.
You get. But we could already predict even before they played that game. So it's a good thing for the team. And I'm surprised what Levy, the chairman, is doing. Levy has always been known to be a very meticulous spender, very, tight-fisted. But he's released funds, and Mourinho has been able to get the crop of players that he's needed, both in mind and with their feet on the field of play.
Okay, now the Mourinho effect is working on Tottenham Hotspur now. Yeah. And the last time Tottenham won the trophy, not something major, was in 2008 when they won the Carling Cup, winning Chelsea at that final. And Mourinho came with a statement that he won't leave this club unless he adds a title into their title cabinet. Well, that remains to be seen. Okay, now, still on Tottenham Hotspur, there's been like a resurgence in that team. Okay. There are some players that actually has been able to get better under Mourinho. And one remarkable person I see is, I see this Højbjerg guy. He's signed from Southampton last season. And this other guy you pointed out earlier, Doherty, he signed from Wolverhampton. And of course, Joe Hart. And one thing all these players have in common is experience.
Yes.
Just like you said, Mourinho I think he has his precondition before he signs players. And bringing those players to blend with the likes of Harry Kane, Son, who's not won anything major, is going to really work on their psyche. Because you see that it's like on the field of play. Okay, now talking about impact, there's this partnership between Harry Kane and Son. There was a time Son scored 4 goals in a game this season, and Harry Kane made all those 4 assists.
Yes.
You see, is this still part of that Jose Mourinho effect?
Yes. Mourinho, he has a brilliant mind, I must say.
He does.
Now sometimes, of course, there's a level you get to work against you, but he has a brilliant mind. He's been able to look at their qualities and bring out of course, we've always known Son, Harry Kane was a top 9. Harry Kane has been playing more of a central role, 8-10, since Mourinho came in. And I see that quality, Harry Kane, of course, he's been winning the Golden Boots for seasons past.
Yes.
He has precision when it comes to shooting the ball.
Yes, very much.
Okay, he's someone that he can make a sharp turn and score. And he's using that quality in giving passes.
Yes.
Precise, as in passes on precision. You get, so he's using that quality, and of course, Son being a runner, always being on point, having
smart.
Now they have 9 goals and assists between them. This season alone.
I think that's the best so far, like in the club history, owing for the fact that we've only played about 10 games so far this season.
Yeah. Now I think the most we've had is the one between Chris Sutton and Alan Shearer in a season. That was 13.
Newcastle.
Yeah, that was 13 goals.
Okay.
The most altogether you've had is the one
now,
between
talking is that for the whole tally of the season or just for about this? Because we're talking about just 10 games.
A season. That's what I'm saying. Definitely to surpass it.
Wow.
Already they have 29 between them.
That's massive.
Already, as players, they already have 29 between them.
Okay.
The most that you've had is the one between Lampard and Drogba.
Yes, yes. I read that.
That was 36. So they need just 7 to surpass it, which they will
Wow.
surpass it.
See that happening. Okay, now still on Jose Mourinho and his club Tottenham. I posted something about Mourinho, his blessings somehow being a curse to him. Now, so far so good. Like before Mourinho can actually start showing this other dark side, should I say, of him, it doesn't happen at the first season. I think it happens, let's say, the third to the final seasons. Now, Tottenham has only known him for a year, and so far things have been rosy between the both parties. Now, are we seeing him having to answer the experienced one, changing from the special one? Like, do you think it's about maybe him learning his lessons before, maybe like from the flawed relationship he had with the likes of Real Madrid and Chelsea, maybe Man United? Do you think that was the basis why he changed his name from the special one to the experienced one?
Of course, when you say your experience comes from learning lessons.
Okay.
So he must have learned his lessons. Dealing with the crop of players, this new generation players, they're not the kinds he had in the days of Lampard and Drogba. Then you were a coach, you were a manager.
Milito.
You get Milito, exactly, Eto'o and the rest. You get now, even clubs have that. Like he had the issue with Man, you were having the personnel dealing with buying players and all that. The vice president, he had that whole issue with them. So I think that he's saying his experience. It comes from all those things: the administrative part, the managerial part, and the tactical part.
Does it come from the emotional side?
Well, his emotions, they're all intertwined with his emotions. His emotions, they're found in each of them. But I think these 3 major things are the key things that made him to say he's the experienced one. Experienced one, he knows how, like he can see what he's doing with Dele Alli. Dele Alli lost form. He put him on. I think at some point he wasn't even featuring in the team sheet.
Yes.
When you watch Dele Alli's last match, he was exceptional. I think he's now learning. He tried it with Man U. When he was calling out the likes of Marshall, Pogba, and the rest, but there was that twist. You get. So experiences. He's getting experiences from this thing. Calling out players, dealing with players, and as well dealing with the board. Okay. Because for Levy to bring out money, Levy is not someone that just brings out money anyhow. But Levy brought out some good cash, and Mourinho bought players he needed.
Okay.
So this is coming by experience.
All right, that is still part of what we are discussing so far. So good. Tottenham Hotspur has always had this frosty relationship between Arsenal. I'm talking about the match they have coming up this weekend between Arsenal and Tottenham, which is a derby. And I have to talk about this because since the history of the relationship, the matches between Arsenal and Chelsea, Jose Mourinho. Arsenal have been able to win Mourinho once. Yeah, that was in 2017 when Arsenal won Manchester United. I think it should be the FA Cup. And each time Mourinho meets Arsenal, no matter how informed Arsenal is, Mourinho basically gets to win that game. It happened last season. Arsenal was in form when they met Tottenham, and that match ended 2-1 in favor of Tottenham. So Arsenal is in a very deep form problem now. Like, they're really playing abysmally. Arsenal is 14th Premier League table. They've played 10, won 4, lost 4, and drawn 1. And Mourinho is not someone that takes pity on anyone. He goes for his results. Yeah, Arsenal next redemption now will be looking to come against Tottenham, a side that has been in a blistering form with Mourinho at the helm of affairs so far. Now, this match coming up this weekend, looks like Harry Kane will not really play. I think Olente has an injury. But even without Harry Kane, what do you think we should be expecting between Arsenal and Tottenham this weekend?
I'll say this. Mourinho, play beautiful football against Mourinho. Mourinho will make your team useless. No, that's Mourinho for you.
Okay.
Mourinho has always had that edge against Arsenal because Arsenal has been, their philosophy of football is play beautiful football, of course with Arsene Wenger and the rest. he's a team. He usually builds a team that they know how to go against those that try to play beautiful football. Make the passes. And Mourinho, everything defense. He either passes the boss or he goes counter. You get. So playing against Arsenal this time, Arsenal they need to win it because they have a statement to make. They've been abysmal.
Yes.
So they really need to go in and get at least a point from this game. And also Mourinho with the team he's building and with the points they are on the table, they will as well go for a win. Kane not playing, I don't think it will have much effect on the team. This man has an armory.
That's true.
You get. So it's going to be a tough game. It's going to really be a tough game. But,
So what do you think should be what do you think will be the score line?
The score line.
Who's winning?
There won't be many goals in that game.
Who's winning?
I think Tottenham will win.
Okay.
Tottenham will win, but by a very, very slim margin.
Okay. Now, just to wrap up now, do you think Mourinho will be winning the league with Tottenham this season? Owing to their form right now?
Well, it's still early, but there's a possibility. Huge possibility.
Okay.
It's still quite early, yeah. With of course, what he's doing with these new guys, this new group of players, and the mentality, more importantly, the mentality he's bringing into the team, they have a huge chance of winning the league.
Okay. So far, guys, I think we've talked to an extent about Mourinho and the impact he's going to have on Tottenham Hotspur as a football team. And I think we'd have loved to do more because there's a lot to talk about. But then again, we just don't really have time as luxury. I want to say a loud thank you to my friend Aiyk Marshall for joining me. Yeah, and before we sign out, this weekend we have lots of Premier League matches coming to our TV screens. Like I said earlier, the match of the weekend is between Arsenal and Tottenham Hotspur. So the rest of the matches will be coming to our TV screens to let you guys know the time and places where these matches will be played. And lastly, some football fans finally were allowed to come into the stadium. The match between Arsenal and Rapid Vienna. Arsenal fans were in the stadium, about 2,000 of them were in the pitch. I think the first time since we had the pandemic trouble. Okay, thank you very much, guys. Aiyk, just give me few lines before we sign out.
Well, football is beautiful. It's a beautiful game. And tribute to Maradona, of course, we lost him recently. Yes. He was a great person.
Yes.
Okay, one of the greatest footballers ever.
That's true.
So,
and as well, our heart goes out to Bouba Diop, to Senegal, losing one of their top players. That was during the World Cup. Man, France will never seem to forget that guy anytime soon. All right, thank you very much, guys. Remember to follow us on our social media handles at My Color TV, no space in B, to YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, as well as Facebook. We'll bring you up to speed with the happenings in the world of sport. This is the man for all season. I guess I'll see you when I see you. Stay safe and bye-bye.
My Color TV, life in living color.